Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the 7th place playoff game between Samoa and Great Britain. Now, Great Britain have had a pretty decent Vancouver Sevens campaign. Unfortunately, though, the game that went wrong for them was the matchup against the USA in the quarterfinals when they were defeated 27 points to nil. For the Samoans, they had a close game up against Argentina, only losing by 2 points to the eventual finalists. And Los Boomers, they will be playing New Zealand in only around 4 or so hours time. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Looking through at the starting lineups for these two sides, they will be as follows. For the Samoans, it is Neueli Letufia, Fa'afoi Falaniko, Valvasa Apasua, Motu Opitai, Tom Maeva, who has been doing pretty decently for his first competition that he's at least getting decent minutes for, I would say. He was there for the last league, I believe. Didn't really get too many opportunities. In fact, I think he was just injury cover. Never took to the field. Steve Onisai and also Taunu'u Nauliva Voya, the last Samoan, who is playing in the starting lineup. Then for Great Britain, it is Alex Davis. Alongside him, it is Tom Emery, Austin Emmons, Caelan Barreto, Ethan Waddleton, Ross McCann, and Harry Glover. So no Robbie Ferguson in the starting lineup in this matchup, which is a little bit of a surprise. He was actually one of the key players that I picked out for Great Britain in this game. But instead, they have decided to have him come off the bench, going with Ross McCann. It's going to be a very intriguing game. Now, I should mention at the moment, Brazil and Spain are playing in the women's game. Brazil cannot win that contest, but they have not given up as of yet. Have decided that they are going to continue playing for an extra 2 minutes of this matchup. Do let me know who you think will win this game in the comment section down below, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the 5th place playoff game just around the corner as well. That will be the matchup taking place between Fiji and Ireland. And in that one, it is going to be some very important points on the line. Same with this game, because these two sides are fighting the relegation battle. The bottom 4 sides on the Sevens circuit, of course there are 12 teams in total, the bottom 4 all go into playoff rugby to determine who will be relegated out of the Sevens competition. And that is a massive hit to whoever that will be. You don't want to be in that bottom 4. Samoa, I believe they are currently sitting in 9th. They're on the verge of being able to bust out of there. But the extra couple points that they would receive if they finish in 7th rather than 8th might be the difference and the overall long run of the competition. But Brazil have just been defeated by Spain, 15 points to 12. The Spanish, they do look very happy indeed, because we have got also a 3rd place bronze match that will be taking place later today. That is going to be between France and also the USA. We are going to see Great Britain. They are currently ranked 12th. I'll be honest, it will be really weird to see Great Britain knocked out of the Sevens competition if they were the team to get relegated, just because they've got so much backing and they're considered as like quite a highly skilled individual team. Like we've seen here, they beat South Africa, they beat Ireland. So if they are outside of the World Rugby Sevens circuit, they will destroy teams, I would think. Could end up in all sorts of locations all around the world as well. But once again, the starting lineups for anyone who doesn't know them: Letufia, Fa'afoi Falaniko, and Vavasa Apasua, Motu Opitai, Tom Maeva, Onisai, and Nauliva. The starting lineup for the Samoans. Then for GB, it is Davis, Ross McCann, Waddleton, also Emery, Emmons, Caelan Barreto, and Harry Glover. We are very close to the start of this contest now, ladies and gentlemen. Ball is being delivered out on to the field. Fa'afoi Falaniko, I believe he is going to be the man. Does kick this one off. Leading Canadian Rugby Union try scorer, I believe, or it might actually be Rugby Sevens try scorer, I should say. This one just about to get underway. Vamos Samoa, says Mikhail, and I'm sure you're very excited, Mikhail, for that match. A few hours away between Argentina and New Zealand. Going to be an absolutely awesome one when it takes place. Now, Afoi Falaniko ready to go. We're about 2 minutes behind in the overall schedule, which is why we've had a bit more of a delay before the start of this match. But Motu Opitai manages to claim it nicely off kickoff. Steve Unisai wrestled down. Good tackle by Glover. Now Neueli Letufia goes off to the left-hand side here. Quick stepping. Should mention that we haven't got an Alofipo in the starting lineup for the Samoans, someone who has almost started every single other match for Samoa at this stage. Yes, I am love a match against New Zealand is a win-win situation, says Mikhail there. And we will have a preview coming out hopefully in about an hour and a bit's time. I will be filming it after this matchup, trying to edit it before around 1 p.m. That's the goal anyway. Hopefully it does become a reality. We will give our prediction. Nice run forward from Tom Maeva again. Jonas Sioni, another player who hasn't started in this contest for the Samoans, but a nice step from Neueli Letufia. It's going to be the penalty going the way of Great Britain. Just outside of the GB22, Ross McCann gets over the ball. Already got a stoppage. I think some sort of injury may be in play here. Yeah, trying to get rid of that ball. It was actually Noelia Vaya, and he had about 4 men who were all grabbing at the ball, his arms as well. Just shown here, 7th place gets 8 points, 8th place gets 6 points. So plenty of points on offer. 9th place, of course, that did end up going to the South Africans, so they will receive 4 points. Australia, they received the 3. Looks like they might have to take a player off for a blood bin here. The way after 3 rounds it sits Samoa. Because USA have made it further, since they made it to the semi-final, they will actually receive a lot more points than the Samoans. So that gap's that's actually going to make a bigger gap for Samoa, who has to try and win a leg, I would say, in the near future to get out of that relegation zone. Looks like a cut just below the eye, though. Now, Great Britain have got themselves the quick tap now that he has left the field. And it was a GB player. I believe it was actually Glover. To go off. Now going back across to the right-hand side. I know Glover's still out there. My apologies. Now Tom Emery. Set out wide to Kerr. Barreto trying to spin out, gets it away to Ross McCann. He's gone for the kick in behind. I don't think Homer actually realised, or in fact it's Emery out wide. He didn't realise that the kick was going to be going in behind. It's just a little bit later leaving. And because of that, means that they do miss out on the try scoring opportunity. They would have still had about 10 or so metres to run, so there's no guarantees that they would have got to the try line. But very good kick in behind from Ross McCann. What's up a Sua. Just chased it hard enough, IH bro. Says Michelle, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing extremely well. A scrum feed for the Samoans. They are only a few metres out from their own try line. Neueli Letufia is pointing. One of the GB players. I think he was hoping the ref would give them a penalty, but they have not received one. They've got the penalty advantage now, though. Something else that happened outside of it. Going to be the knock-on from Steve Onisai. Apparently the advantage is over. There was an extremely short advantage. Well, that's interesting. Advantage was played for about 2 seconds. And I don't know what that advantage was for. Even if it was for a knock-on, it was a relatively quick advantage, even though they have quick advantages in Sevens. But the advantage disappeared. Then from there, Ross McCann gets the ball. Good morning. Says Panther Blaze, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. At the moment, I have no idea how my eyes are open, but I've noticed that they are starting to get a little bit harder to keep at full openness. Kick has gone over, so now that will make the score 7-0 for Great Britain. Some very deep breaths being taken by Ross McCann there. He almost set up a try just before, but he does get himself a try of his own. Having to retreat quite far there. Britain back inside of their half. It's going to be a good offload from Kerr. Gets it away to Kalen Barreto. Gets it to Davis as well. It's a little bit loose from Great Britain, but luckily their handling has actually been the saving grace for some of the slightly poorer passes that they've put on. I'm still half asleep, says Pads Ablaze. Now Emery. Across to Ross McCann. To the right-hand side. A lot of talking to the ref in this game from both of these sides. Fafoi Falaniko, look for the offload. Gets the ball away to Emery. Losing a lot of meterage here for the GB Sevens. Running backwards even more here for Emery. Barreto. They've lost, I would say, about maybe 60 metres. Now Kerr taken down. 22 from their own line, GB. Going short side. On the inside. There is a penalty, and that is going to be for a high tackle. Amish Pro New Zealand Sevens live game against Island Sevens. Win this game live, so they do not have that fixture, but it will be Fiji versus Ireland. That is taking place at 11:48 a.m. New Zealand time, so 36 minutes time. And then also alongside that, there is the final between New Zealand and Argentina. That is at 2:23 p.m. New Zealand time. Across the left-hand side here. Nice offload. And good pace being shown here by Harry Glover. Samoa yet to really touch the ball throughout this half. Oh, kicked it into a player who was on the ground. It's accidental offside. Although, first of all, they are actually given the offside against Samoa. And a lot of numbers available. Great Britain. It sounds like there is going to be a sub now. One minute remaining on the clock here. About Kalen Barreto and his experience at the Glasgow Warriors. Of course, doing very well in the URC currently. Taking on Benetton next weekend for about round 11, I believe it is, of the competition. Trying to fend off is Robbie Ferguson. Wasn't in the starting lineup. Quick tap taken. That looked like he was in front of the mark for Kalen Barreto. Across to Ferguson though. Goes to Ross McCann. Another quick one. Out to Kerr. Stepping through. Gets it away to Ferguson with the offload. Little flick out the back door. Ferguson loses meters but is taken down now by Noah Levaia. Just the 15 seconds remain in this first half. 7 minutes better than the last match. Round the side now. And that will be the try for Great Britain. It is Harry Glover does manage to score it. One try in Vancouver, and that is his very first. Just hangs on to that ball in one hand, Harry Glover. Great control over it. And good evening, morning, mate. Cheers, pleasure, welcome in, mate. You are doing very well. That kick is doing very well. That one's gone over 14-0 now for Great Britain at half-time. Now, they came in as underdogs in this contest. They were $2.45 compared to Samoa being $1.60 favourites. But there was always going to be a chance that we would see a good performance from the underdogs in this game. Ireland actually coming in as underdogs for their match up against the Fijians, but you have to wonder what type of impact losing those quarterfinals have had on both of those sides. Second half just around the corner from taking place. Samoa more than likely will look to use those subs relatively early. They didn't get a lot going in that first half. That is another big yawn, ladies and gents. We have been up, I think, in the last... I don't even know if I want to tell you the hours that we've done, but I think in the last about maybe 70 hours, I've managed about 5 or 6 hours of sleep with the amount of sport that we have covered on the channel, as well as the editing alongside it. So I think I'm due for a rest at some point, but we have still got these sevens, and then we've got the podcast to film, and then after that I think it will almost be sleep time for myself, but there will be the occasional yawn is pretty much what I was summarising there. First half, I'm feeling a power to stay awake. I tell you what, it's taken a lot of power at the moment. My burrito was decent throughout that first half. So quite a bit of Austin Emmons as well. I was close to going on a drunken Welsh binge yesterday. I thought we made them sweat a bit. Serious question. That's the thing. I think like they were so unlucky to concede that last try, Wales, because I'll be honest, like Ireland, I don't think did enough to get a bonus point in that game, but they just managed to get one right at the end. It is kicked off long, claimed by Taunua Levi. Now Steve on his side, already up the middle of the field, trying the step out, looking for the next pass. Has gone back into the pocket to Tom Maeva. Now skip pass over the top for Samoa Vavasa Apasua. Gets the offload away to Tom Maeva. Looking for the passing option again. Goes right. Little fair. Quick hands. Levi has done well to be able to regather the man stepping. Gets his offload away to Fafui Falaniko. He's been taken down. Waddleton makes the solid tackle. Maeva, Samoa, attacking very flat at the moment. Little flick out the back door for Motu Opitai, but it goes forward. That is one of the risks of trying to pass it round your back. Great work from Kalen Burrito. And Ireland looked average. We made them look average, you decide, says Affliction. Not as average as France, though. Did you see that game, Affliction? Yeah, Burrito getting his timing bang on there. I feel like I keep zoning out watching this game. I feel like I just end up looking at like a speck of grass on the AstroTurf and then just get locked in on it. 6 minutes remaining. Will Homer is back out onto the field now for Great Britain. Awasa Afasua. Good man to have on the field. I don't think Alofipo will be too far off. I see that Yona Sioni has made his way onto the field for Afasua. And now 30 metres out from their own try line. Glover. The offload. There's a big bit of tape underneath the eye of Waddleton from where he slammed into someone's boot, I believe it was, that actually left a bit of a cut there. Now quick hands, a looping play that looked like a knock-on from Ferguson, but it is going to be play on. Across to the right-hand side, Will Homer. First Garrison's making his way onto the park. Waddleton going to the short side. Austin Emmons. Set away to Waddleton, and he's gone round. Numbers here. That is a knock-on from Ferguson, surely. Okay, there is an advantage, said the referee. The advantage is now over. Yonasioni goes across to Naulivaya. Oh, sat down, Kerr. Now Motu Apitai again. Samoa just don't seem to quite have that acceleration that they're after to go around the breakdown and get that runaway try. As now White Maeva's knocked it on. I believe that this will be the first underdog that we're going to see. Oh no, sorry, New Zealand were actually an underdog. And yeah, I'm now looking forward to going to see us playing France now, says Fleshin. Yeah, it'll be interesting because it's either going to work in your favour or France are going to all of a sudden be fired up and actually play, because they haven't really throughout this whole Six Nations competition. So for your sake, I hope that it's not that Wales become the side that end up having to deal with an angry France that all of a sudden click, because if they do, they could get a lot of points in their next contest, 2 weeks' time. One moment, I'm going to sneeze again. We are good. This is the match for the 7th place playoff. Get a total of 8 rather than 6 for the loser of this contest. Samoa take the quick tap. Letufia going off to the left-hand side. Via. Ooh. Now that is going to be the youngster. Poeti Slater. Oh no, a bit older. Then, well, he's still young in my eyes. Matu Opitai goes off to Ionesione. Changing direction. But brilliantly shut down. This is more like the Great Britain that we saw throughout the group stage. We didn't get to see this team during the USA game. They seem to be missing, but that is going to be the try for the Samoans now. Just curious to know what that actually does to the overall odds of this game. Samoa are still considered as $7 underdogs in this fixture, and that is due to the heavy favourite that Team GB find themselves as. Samoa were $1.60 at the start of the game. We have tickets, and we are going with the French lady, and I hope we don't get done. Says Flesh in there. It'll be interesting. I think it will be relatively sold out too, I would think. Definitely because, like, don't get me wrong, like Wales, yes, on paper they have 3 losses, but I think they've been really, really strong throughout the Six Nations. And maybe just one little moment in each of the games have been the difference. Like their comeback up against Scotland was insane and was almost like, yeah, almost brilliant. I'm more worried by Italy. I would be. I think Italy actually, they played pretty well up against France. Now Ferguson going for the kick in behind, just trying to get a little bit of extra distance. Tell you what, there's no one back there for the Samoans. So Ferguson does grub her forward just that little bit more. He's lost the foot race to Motu Opitai though. He tries to get back up to his feet. There will be the penalty for the man tackling without being on his feet. Letufia running across. Everyone's fatigued, but Samoa decide to take the quick tap and continue the running game. Trying to find this next gap. It's going to be Lalomilo. He's one of the fresher players on the field for Samoa, only coming on in the second half. If it goes to golden point time, ladies and gents, the winner will be the team that score first after the full-time siren. Alofepo has tried a cross-kick. It has not worked whatsoever. Well picked up by Great Britain. Glover flicks it out the back to Will Homer. He's been able to sell it the wrong way to Paul Eti Slater, who was unable to make the tackle. Ferguson goes across to Emmons. They aren't out of this yet. Like they've said, if they're the 12th place ranked team and they get the full 8 points, they will move up quite drastically. Passed out wide. Little flick from Glover. Ferguson, look for the offload. Motu Opitai, he wasn't offside, and he's going to run it in, or is he? Emmons is going to catch him. Big fend on the chest, knocks him over, and gets the try for the Samoans. And they he's collapsed. he's gone down after scoring it. His lungs are burning. But looks like this game is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. If Samoa get this conversion over, we're going to be sitting 14-14 with a bonus point, or sorry, not a bonus point, but with a golden point game maybe just around the corner. But who has got more left in the tank? Motu Opitai certainly does. Until, of course, he scored the try. Then he just went down like a sack of potatoes. But the big try and an even bigger conversion. 10 seconds remaining. Spicy end. Says Mikhail there. Okay, so 3 seconds. If no one is able to score during this period, it means that we will go to golden point time. Now, Vavasa Apasua is on the sideline, watching eagerly the captain of Samoa to see if his team can get the job finished. Oh, he took too long to kick it off. It's going to be a free kick or a scrum for Great Britain. Could have won any of those games, maybe not Ireland, but I think Gats is building a decent young team. From what is a really bad base. Yeah, like someone was saying on the live stream earlier on, Gatlin's made it very clear that if he knew the state of Welsh rugby, kind of at the lower levels, he wouldn't have taken the job. But the fact that he's made a competitive team out of these young guys is, like, quite impressive. I'm curious to know how they go up against South Africa. Like, I haven't got huge hopes, but I still think that they might be decent enough. Now, big run forward. My prediction for this game, I believe, was it was 26 points to 7. So I was quite wrong. I'm back across. Austin Emmons. They can't score this one here. Team GB on the ball. Samoa get the penalty. Are they going to take the quick tap? Lalo Milo. Looks like they are going to go for the line out. No, they're going to have a rest. Taking the quick tap, putting it into touch. It's not very often you see a side that decide, yeah, we'll go to golden point. Might as well, rather than scoring during the regular hours. Waimono, I'm going to sneeze again. So the game will go to sudden death. Now, of the games that I know of, I think this is the first men's game that is going to be going to extra time. And I think so. I wouldn't have said that too long ago. And also golden point time. And very bright present and future, says Mikhail there. So they will do the coin toss. That will work out who is going to have their hands on the ball. And then whoever gets their hands on the ball will then get to decide, do they want to kick off or do they want to receive the kickoff and decide what way they are going. Okay, it's been decided. I think they're going to receive the kickoff here, Great Britain. And golden point time, they won a golden point match up against the USA. Whereas Samoa, I know that they've lost one to Argentina. And hopefully we get to see their record because I think they've actually gone to golden point time twice this season, if I'm correct. Oh no. First extra time game this season. I swear they faced Argentina in golden point time like only 2 or so legs ago. Is this the last or more to come? There is still more to come. We've got Fiji versus Ireland. That will be starting in around 25-ish minutes. Somewhere around there. And then also the final that has taken place between New Zealand and Argentina. 7th place playoff. So important, the amount of points that are on offer here. Great Britain deciding to receive the kickoff. Now, that is an interesting choice. Most sides like to kick off deep and then from there try and force the opposition back that little bit more. Samoa have to kind of use this as if they've just scored themselves a try and now they're looking to retain their own kickoff. Alofipo. It's off high. Has travelled the 10 metres and nicely taken by Robbie Ferguson. Now Glover. After Ross McCann, he started the whole thing in the try-scoring department and he's going to do it again. Or is he? Yes, he does. Gets it in the corner. Celebrates it big time, and that is going to be the end of this match in extra time. Great Britain get the job done. And 19 points to 14 from dead last in the overall standings. That will help boost them. New Zealand will start favourites against Argentina, I think. Says coding. I wouldn't guarantee that. One moment. I'll have a quick look and see if I got any information. I don't think they've done the odds yet, but I think they'll almost be underdogs in that one, to be honest, because, what was I going to say? Because Argentina are good and they're on a winning streak. I mean, they should be favourites, says Mikhail. Yeah, although saying that, like Argentina, they were heavy favourites up against the USA. And yes, New Zealand are strong, but still think that Argentina are going to be doing decent. I feel strange after yesterday's defeat. It feels like we had a moral victory. Sorry to ambush the Sevens. Says Vision, no, it's all good. It's rugby. We even talk non-rugby related. And also it helps keep my brain awake since we've been up for a long time. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. We have got the next live stream that will be taking place in around 20 minutes time. Somewhere around there. That is going to be the game between Fiji and Ireland. So be sure to keep an eye out for that matchup. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.